Okay, ready?
First ever morning recording session. How are we feeling?
I feel great. It's fun to record with a coffee, not a Diet Coke. How do you feel?
I feel great. I think mornings are my favorite time to be productive.
Totally.
And as long as we get that, I get over that initial energy hump. And sometimes you wake up in the morning, you're really tired.
Yeah.
Once I snap through that, which I've snapped through now.
Feeling good?
Love it. But you're a sign person.
Sign? Oh, I like a sign.
You love signs. Talking about Bubber knowing the assignment, she has not slept through the night in probably 3 weeks.
Yes.
2 weeks.
Let's start off with that.
And last night, she slept through the whole night. And so she knew there was a morning recording session. She knew we had to get it done and quick. We have 1 hour to get this done.
And let's do it. Let's do it now.
So, thank you, Bubber, for sleeping through the night.
Thank you, sweetheart.
And then we go and get on a flight and fly to Napa for your birthday.
Should she hear this, should she be listening to this episode?
Well, I saw something online, and it's this mom,
Wait,
and she talks to her baby. And she talks to her baby in a human voice.
Okay.
And
we're going to get in the episode.
The internet
Ready?
Just
set. I'm going. Welcome to another episode of Two Parents and a Podcast. What was that fell?
Just a little thing, a little phone on a glass.
So we were at our house the other day just doing a check because we're still in the hotel. So if you're on YouTube and you're like, what's going on with the background? We are still at the Line Hotel in Austin, Texas, which is I got to say I've had a blast here. Love the lobby. Love to go get a coffee, get a breakfast taco. That's been really fun. And sometimes at night we'll just go down to the lobby and walk around.
Yeah.
The valet people, they know.
Great location to the hotel as well.
Location's great. My valet ticket 66030. And all of us know it. Me and the valet guys.
This room is also insane. Have you put the room on the internet yet?
I have.
Okay.
I put it on the internet. The room's, it's unbelievable. So today, the reason we're recording in the morning is because we're going to Napa and then Carmel. Mm-hmm. Harrison's planned the whole trip. Mm-hmm. Shout out to you because Harrison used to live in San Francisco, and Napa to you is the equivalent of the Hamptons to New York or the lake in Oklahoma City. Probably also the lake in Dallas, I think, if you live there. But and all that to say, it's a destination you can drive to.
Yeah, it's an hour plus minus away.
The ranch in Austin, a lot of our friends have ranches. So it's kind of,
life.
How nice for that to be Napa.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time there, and in such different ways. Sometimes you would take a party bus up there with a group of 10, 15 people. Sometimes you when my family would come in and visit, we would do a night or two up there. If I'd ever dated anyone before you, it would have been in theory a really nice romantic place to go away. But obviously, you are my first and only.
Fact.
So
naturally.
Yeah, I just San Francisco and the broader NorCal is just a part of the country that I've had so many fun experiences in, and what I loved about our trip last week was half of the whole trip was new to me, and I think half
mainly
of it was
new to me, but not fully.
And what I love about this trip is these are areas that I know much better that I can. That I'm just really excited to show you. The restaurants we're eating at, I've been to before. We're mixing in some new things. So the big birthday surprise at 2:30 on the 1st, I have not done before, but I've heard amazing things about. So there definitely is that balance. But I'm really excited for, and obviously I've showed you a bit of that area, but to get some more time down there.
No, this is very much so I feel you're taking me on a trip because you know it so well. And I don't know it so well. So anyways, we're going there. We're taking the Bubs. We're doing Napa first and then Carmel for the 4th. One thing that is funny that Harrison and I have realized is the way you give and receive gifts in a relationship is a really important thing. So one thing that we've realized about gift giving is Harrison gives experiences. I give gifts. So last year you took me to the Soho farmhouse, which is an unbelievable experience, right? And then for you, for Father's Day, for example, I'm giving you a grill set with that's monogrammed. Annie Hermes shoes, so I'm not like just giving you a girl set in comparison to your Soho farmhouse situation. But so like for this Napa trip on my birthday, Harrison was like, I've planned like 2:30, we've got a really cool experience. 6, we've got a really cool experience. And then he's like, but I also got you a gift because I love to open. It could be a t-shirt, but like I like to tear paper on a present and open it. Harrison, I could get him all the gifts on the planet, but it means like the way you receive love is you need one thing planned that day, one experience. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I think you nailed it. It's like gifts through experiences or gifts through physical
But you
items.
pointed it out. After Mother's Day, you were like, after Mother's Day and Father's Day had happened, you were like, that's so funny. Because you plan experience heavy where I plan gift heavy, but the way you plan is actually the way you want to receive. So that's the nuance of it all. But we're moving on from gifts. We're talking about Bubber. We're talking about sleeping.
Okay.
So,
I
guys,
think this is very noteworthy.
we have had a big week with the Bubberator. And let's preface it with saying what?
So I really we were out with friends this weekend, and we're all just kind of talking about random things, and the guy just stops the conversation. He's like, you know what? He's like, I need to do a dad brag. And we're like, what? And he's like, I'm going to brag about my child right now, and I'm just going to call it out so everyone knows that I'm about to do it, and I'm aware I'm doing it. And I loved it. And all the parents
Disclaimer.
leaned into it and like
what he said,
embraced it.
Yes, and what he said was like prefacing it just disarmed everybody. But he said for where she's at her age, she knows 60 words where she's supposed to know around 20 words. And everyone was like, that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Basically, he bragged about the baby. It was the most fun thing on the planet. All that to say, Totski's hit some milestones this week.
Couple big ones.
Couple big milestones, and we're really proud of her. But we were talking about it, and we're like, we don't want it to come off like we're bragging. And I think there's a difference, as Jules says, in celebrating versus bragging. And we're allowed to be proud of her, and we're allowed to share that with our friends, and our friends are the listeners. And just as we would be proud of them, they can be proud of us. We also didn't do anything for the Totski to learn how to stand up. That's just like a natural trajectory. It's just a matter of when it happens.
Well, should we share the milestones that she reached this week?
She can clap.
Yeah. Amazing.
She can moo. Como se la vaca? Moo.
Yeah.
She moves. Como se la vaca is what does a cow say? And then she stands. And for the grand finale, we got a crawl out of her.
We got to crawl.
But no wonder she wasn't sleeping. That brain was on overload, and these all hit within 2 days.
Yeah. So my take with this is probably going to be a little different.
Okay.
And one of the things that I feel like we've heard since she was born, whenever different milestones came up, was every baby goes at their own pace.
Yes.
And, so much kind of like comforting from parents with older kids being like, don't stress if it's month 3 versus month 5, and like trust the process. And when it comes to these milestones, like with Bubs, for the first 6 months in her life, she was not very physical. Like she was always really, really curious.
She's still
and
not very
super
physical.
Engaged, but she really just kind of 6, 7, 8 months in stayed in one place.
Yeah, she sat up very straight.
And then
Looked around.
Truly it felt like almost overnight, and when I say overnight, more of a couple week period, whereas she kind of the flip switched, and she's like, I'm gonna start being active and being and moving and standing, and it was nice. It was just really nice to see that that kind of that saying that you hear from parents really play out, which is she followed her own track.
When life feels overwhelming, sometimes the best thing you can do is slip into another world. Whether you need a break from the daily grind or just want to get lost in pleasure, Dipsea is your perfect escape. Dipsea is the audio app that lets you immerse yourself into spicy stories that transport you to your wildest fantasies. Dipsea is a female-founded app for the spicy audiobooks and more. Created by women for the female gaze, this app has over 1,000 spicy audiobooks, all crafted by a team of professional writers and top-tier narrators. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial plus 25% off your annual subscription when you go to Dipsea Stories/2parents. That's DIPSEA stories.com/2parents for 30 free days and 25% off your subscription. Dipsea Stories.com/2parents. That's DIPSEA stories.com/2parents for 30 free days and 25% off your subscription. Dipsea Stories.com/2parents. What I always find is so funny is like, I could ask my mom and you could ask your mom, hey, when did I crawl, when did I walk, and when did I talk? Well, fast forward to now. You and I both can walk, we can run, and we can talk. Like, when these milestones are everything right now, but in the grand scheme of things, like, everyone evens out.
For sure.
So that's why I'm always like, what? You can't be like, my kid.
For sure.
Like, well, we're all going to end up
for sure
the same place.
And the excitement isn't around when they do it. It's that she did it.
Well, I also saw somebody comment on your como se on the
yeah.
Somebody commented on your video about her mooing, and we're like, Mom and Dad, how you sleeping? And like, it had a ton of likes.
Yeah.
And I like responded, and I was like, not a lot. And they were like, of course.
Yeah.
Because it started happening like 3 weeks ago. We had the 7:30 bedtime nailed down, and now, I mean, she'll go to bed at 9:30. And she'll wake up a couple of times throughout the night, except for last night. So I think that the sleep regression's really real, but I do feel it's starting to lighten a bit. Like, she's only waking up once, which is nice.
Let's hope. I think one thing that, as I reflect on what I just said, there is like the other side of it though that I'd love to hear your thoughts on, which is like, we do want to make sure that if she isn't, that like we do have the pediatrician that to ensure that if something isn't tracking the way that they would expect over a certain timeline, that we can get the help needed.
Well, it's like teeth, okay? So you're supposed to get your 2 teeth in the first year or something like that, right? Some babies have all 4 teeth. There was one the other day. Have their top 2, bottom 2 by 4 months old. Tate has like 1. Some other people have just like 2, you know? And so it's like, there's these guardrails, so to speak. Like, by the first year, you should have 1 pop through, but they're actually pretty loose. But yeah, if Tate's never rolled yet developmentally, they're going to wonder, is there something? And so they do need to look a bit more into it, but it doesn't need to be like a race. That's where I think it, so it's like, yeah, understand in theory, like a bowling ball there, you put the guardrails up, it should hit the pins, but like the way it hits the pins is going to be different for everybody.
And that was the message that I was really trying to preach, is like, and I really hope it didn't come off the wrong way, which is like really trusting the process of her own timeline.
Yeah.
And not getting caught up on if things are coming a little late.
What I think is more fascinating than anything is that it all happened in the same week.
That was bizarre.
That was what was so crazy. It's like, we crawled, then we looked over in the crib and she was standing up, and then we get a video from Maria that she's mooing, you know, and so, and then she started clapping in the back seat when we were listening to Kygo. So it's like, well, that was a week.
Yeah.
You know, it was a crazy week. She likes music now too, I think. We thought for a second like she wasn't a music girl. Okay, let's now talk about my fail of the week.
Let's hear it.
Do you know it?
Oh yeah, I know it.
It's so bad. Okay. So we got invited to Emma, one of my friends that lives here's, her son's 2nd birthday party, okay? I've known Emma for 14, 15 years because we went to college together. Emma and I, we were close in college, so close that I knew her dad, Rich. Emma and I like lived in different cities, lost touch. We've obviously since rekindled. All that to say, I didn't see Emma for 7 years maybe. And I also didn't see her dad. So she tells me my dad's coming to the birthday party. I'm like, heck yeah, okay? So we roll up to the birthday party, and I'm like on high alert because I don't want to miss her dad. And he was just like on my mind. And I was like, I really want to go over and talk to him. So this first guy I see that's above the age of 40, I just blurt out, oh my God, are you Emma's dad? And he's like, no. He's like 45. And the look on his face was just like, am I Emma's dad? It's the equivalent of me going to Priscilla's birthday party and somebody asking me, are you P's mom? No.
It looked like he saw a ghost.
And then he left. Because Emma then told me she's just met this guy, him and his wife. They're new friends. I think I mortified him. And I couldn't believe it's the only person's fault that it is mine. I do just wish you were right behind me. I wish you would have made some kind of a comment.
I like wanted to, and like you said it, and he's like, no. And the silence and awkwardness was just like, everything ran through my brain of like, how do I like jump in and save this or make a joke of it? And like, there was like truly, like there was nothing to say because like the question was so direct. It clearly wasn't a joke.
No.
I like, short of me just going in and like kissing him on the lips. Be like, hey, yeah, we're a crazy family. Like, it's just like, what would I have done? like I'm sitting here thinking now, 3 days later, like, what could I have done to kissing him wouldn't have been a bad idea.
It would have been the weirdest idea. He would have been like, who are these two?
Well, he would have forgot that you just thought that he was Emma's 70-year-old father.
Then I saw Emma's dad, and he just like looks the exact same as he did when she was in college. And I was like, hi, Rich, this is obviously you.
Should I kiss him, Jules?
Obviously the other guy wasn't.
It's too much.
It was awful. I was mortified. Well, I just feel bad for him.
My question is, like, did the guy look like Rich, or did they look nothing alike?
They looked nothing alike.
I thought they kind of looked alike.
Like, they were like a bit.
Like a 15-year difference.
15. Solid
okay,
15.
so the last time you saw Rich, he looked like that.
I think you're being nice on how old he was, out of fear as you would listen. He definitely, like, I would assume... How old do you think he was?
Emma told us, or somebody told us, he's like 50.
Yeah, I would assume there was a 5 handle
He is 50.
on him.
Yeah. So that was just, let's talk about...
And then I just got to go.
What? Okay, go.
And you may need to cut this. But like, you say it, and then his wife is behind him who's very young. And the kid's there. It was...
Emma's dad. Emma is my age.
Oh, my God. It was just... Yeah, I should have kissed him.
Emma's dad. Like, and he didn't, like, mess with me back. Like, he could have been like, Emma's dad. Like, what do you think? And it just fell. He literally said no. And then we all stood there. And I said, and I kept walking. Brutal. But
when's the last time you've had a...
Kid's birthday?
Interaction that awkward?
Okay. Great question. If you know yours, go ahead.
And Jules, you have a mic, so if you have one too.
Uh,
I can't think of one. I can't think of one.
I can't either.
Okay, but that is a good...
Surely there's got to be, though, like somebody that I've met, or that it's probably like a you're not recognizing somebody situation.
I'm very bad at that. So
yeah,
I've just kind of gone accustomed to this 5 second of I'm very bad at that. Jules is shaking her head.
No, I just like don't get awkward. Like even if an awkward situation, I don't know.
Well, I was thinking of one where somebody told me not to do something. Like, how do I word this without doxing the situation? Basically, like, let's say it will be the equivalent of somebody saying, like, don't send Tate to this school. This situation had nothing to do with Tate. It had to do with me and work. But somebody saying, like, don't send Tate to this school. And me being like, she's enrolled and has gone there for 5 years. But I wasn't awkward about it. I was just like, okay, so we do go there.
Yeah.
This isn't awkward. I've also heard this from other people. And, like, the girl, like, you could just see it on her face. She was like, oh. And I was like, it's okay. I already did it, though.
And I think that the awkwardness of the situation speaks to, like, I think we're collectively pretty good about not getting awkward.
Right.
I can always make a joke about something, but I was the one that said it. If somebody came up to me and said, hey, are you Emma's mom? I'd be like, do I look like it?
Yeah. But yeah, like my plastic surgeon is amazing.
Did you guys see the Guadalajara face transplant lady?
No.
No.
She we don't have time, but
Okay.
this lady, she was 55 and she looks 28 at maximum now.
Kris Jenner?
No, but it's like the same type of facelift.
Oh wow. Yeah.
It's really viral on TikTok right now.
She looks
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
She looks phenomenal.
Cleveland Kitchen makes fresh, flavorful, gut-healthy foods such as kraut, kimchi, and pickles that are naturally fermented and taste so good. You guys, we are obsessed with Cleveland Kitchen in our household. I can taste the clean, crisp, cool crunch now when I bite into either the kimchi or the pickles. We put them on our burgers when we grill this summer. They are unbelievable, and they have benefits, which is the best part of them. Think gut health. Just 2 forkfuls a day of Cleveland Kitchen's fermented foods provide your daily dose of probiotics, promoting better digestion and overall gut health. They're fresh and flavorful. They're easy to use. You just rip off the top, stick that fork right in the pack. It's the best. And the convenience, because they are in the produce section of most grocery stores and through Instacart. So if you want to make gut health easy and delicious, find Cleveland Kitchen's fresh fermented foods in the refrigerated section of your local grocery store, or have them delivered straight to your door via Instacart. And for our listeners, you guys get $4 off. Head over to clevelandkitchen.com/podcast. That's CLEVELANDKITCHEN.com/podcast for $4 off. Okay, so I wanted to talk about kids' birthdays for a moment.
I would love to talk about kids' birthdays for a moment.
I know that birthday parties will start to consume our lives. And our friend Sarah was there, and she's got older kids, and she's like, I have 3 birthday parties today, and I know that's going to start looking like our Saturdays. I was so excited to go to this birthday because before Tate, when I would go to a kid's birthday, I was just kind of like, oh, here I am. I don't really get it. Now, it's something that you and I go to with her. It is an absolute blast. I think birthday parties, I think the fact that the parents come, I asked TikTok, I said, when do parents stop going? What if I can't go? Do we just send Tate? Like, how do birthday parties work when you're younger? And it's like the parents all go, and I think that is a blast.
So, my take is like this is like probably similar to weddings, where like when you first start getting into wedding season and the wedding era of life, like every wedding is exciting and like everyone you want to go to and every bachelorette party you want to go to, and then very much is like, oh my God, another wedding.
It's a good comparison.
So I feel like that is going to happen with birthdays, and I feel like we are going to want to come up with what the right game plan is. And I sent you that Emily Oyster video. Did you watch that?
Emily Oster, yes.
And so basically what happens in that clip is like she says that they are a firm no to birthdays. So they don't go to birthday parties.
Which works for them, and I applaud that.
Which works for them. And like I see that. And while I definitely don't think that will work for us, because I think we really like the what birthdays mean to both the children and the community bonding component of bringing parents together, I do think like we are going to need to find what our game plan is. I think like for Tate's first birthday, like there isn't much of an option because the kids are so little.
Well, do you know what they say about the first birthday?
It's for the parents.
The first birthday for the parents.
Yeah. And the second birthday kind of quasi feels like it's for the parents.
Totally.
And then third birthday feels like that's when it starts to be for the kids.
Yes.
And like, I just kind of feel like I want to be very supportive of her going to the birthdays and her supporting kids and her supporting the classmates and us doing so.
Birthdays are fun for them and their friends.
For sure. And I have amazing birthday memories growing up.
Same.
But like what I want to be really respectful for too is the parents that like have errands to run and have things to do, or just like may want to like have a break. And so I think what I'd love to do for us and her future birthdays, obviously not her first or second, but like do a parents optional. And so like have like almost a caretaking committee of parents that we say, hey, for Tate's birthday, we're going to ask that you come, like have 6 or 8 parents that are going to be there the whole time and be on like the watch squad. But then for the other parents, say parents optional. And that means you can go and you can drop your kid off and you can come, and if you need to run to the store and do your grocery shopping or take your kid to other kid to gymnastics, like I want to create an environment where like they can drop the kids off and can do their own thing, and it's not like a one takes all. And it's the same way, like I'm sure that we'll want to go to a lot of them, but that some of them, like we're gonna have other commitments, but I don't want to be so extreme where it's like we're an anti-birthday party, or like we're just not going, because I want kids also to all feel the love.
Well, no question. And here's the thing too, like, okay, so let me just say this back to make sure I understand. So when it's her 5th birthday, we'll invite her whole class, right?
For sure.
But like of course we'll invite her whole class, but like our best friends that are also like parents and they have got kids, they'll come. But let's say that there's like Katie in her class who like, we don't know the parents, but Tate and her are friends. On the invite, it says parents optional, but Katie's parents also have 3 other kids. So they're like, I would love, the mom calls. She's like, I would love to just drop off Katie if that's okay. We'll come back. We'll get her 2 hours later. You've got enough people there to watch her. Like, totally.
Yeah, and as it comes out of your mouth, like this sounds something very obvious that parents would do.
Well, maybe parents do it.
Well, I was just going to say this is like field trip and field trip chaperones.
Yes, this is
like not every parent goes on field trips, but you have like the chaperone, and they have their little group of 5 that they watch over.
So
Jules,
I guess
I would like to be a field trip chaperone.
Here's my question: is this and this is like inexperienced parents talking about future birthday parties, something we know nothing about. This to me, in theory, makes all the sense. I feel like I feel like I'm talking like I made a discovery. I may be talking that this is how it's done, but from what I've kind of heard, it isn't done. From what I've heard, it feels like parents are guilted if they don't go to the parties.
So I made a TikTok about this.
This commentary is coming from your TikTok commentary.
Yeah. So I made a TikTok about it, and here's the thing: let's go see. Parents most liked comment: parents attend until kids are older. Okay.
Oh, so until kids are older.
Next most liked comment: I'm not leaving my kid. If I can't come, she isn't going. Next most liked comment, love this one: please don't leave me alone with your kids. It's too much kids.
And that's the one I kind of want to nip in the butt, where it's like by having the watch committee or the chaperone committee.
So April and Heather are kind of saying this. I always attended until my kid was 10 or 11, and then Heather says until they're 10 to 12ish, parents come, stay, and are also part of the party.
And I love that, but if they don't want to be part of the party, I think that we want to create an environment where the kid can still be there. And maybe I'll eat my words on this, and maybe it's too much, but like I look at the conversation with what do we call him, neighbor? Do we call him neighbor T?
I love Bonnie. We throw bangers for birthday parties. We usually have about 20 to 30 kids and 40 adults. They're so fun. I was never a party mom in my own mind, and now it's actually insane.
And I want to do that.
Me too.
I want to do that. But if the parents don't want to be there, I don't want them to feel guilted. And I just think about like neighbor and if we go to neighbor and we discuss this with them.
Neighbor T.
Neighbor T. We got a neighbor T.
We'll believe the again.
And we say like, do you want to start this watch committee? He'll love it. He will get watch committee T-shirts made.
Yeah, he'll be like, we are on watch committee. Oh, there was a video that I saw, by the way, and it was like expensive Jewish summer camp, and it was a guy doing a bit on it, but I had Bubber with me, so I couldn't watch it on loud, but I really want to find that video and watch it, because I think he was like, I think you would enjoy it. Okay, so we have 5 minutes, and what we're going to do with those 5 minutes is we're going to pick our most banger of a topic, which I just think we should do the bicker of the week and call it a day. It's 4th of July. It's a light week. People have things to do, places to be, people to see.
Well, what I'm going to do is before we formally call that, I'm going to look at what the time to the airport is.
Okay, do that live. Tell us.
And then that can ultimately dictate.
We're going to do 2. We're going to do.
Oh, we're good. I mean, we're 17 minutes away, so we can roll for another 10 plus minutes.
Okay, well, this is what I want to.
We got to do our best things we DM'd.
Totally agree, because I want to talk about this one specific meme that I saw. And okay, so it's because, and I think this is helpful on a holiday weekend, power of perspective, which is something that you taught me.
Okay.
And you're big on like reframe what you said. So there's this meme, and La Noche Fitness posted it. So basically it's for parents, because if you're traveling for the holidays or something like that, sometimes it's like, so the guy says, she only did the night shift once. Reframed, wow, I can't believe she did a night shift. Or you're changing him wrong again, and the dad's mad. Instead of, wow, babe, you're doing great as a new dad. Okay? And then the last one that I want to talk about is kids are expensive. Or, wow, what an investment. Okay, guys, if all this finance talk feels a bit overwhelming, I've got something that might make it easier. I recently came across a company called Thrivent and wanted to share how they help new parents like me and H save and plan for the future. If you're anything like me, since becoming a parent, I've been thinking about my finances way more. How I save, invest, and spend. It's not just about me anymore. There's a whole family to think about. For example, college, should she choose to go. It's really important to us that we've got that covered for her. Thrivent offers tools and access to financial professionals who can help people build plans that reflect their unique values and goals. I love that it's not a one-size-fits-all, because as we've always talked about on here, everyone's lifestyle priorities and financial journey looks different. So if you're feeling stressed about planning for the future, definitely check out Thrivent.
Yeah, I need to. Growing up, like not even growing up, but like I feel like post college and really like when we started our business, like I had a very much like glass half empty mindset, and it was Alex Cost who really like changed my perspective to around reframing and how to find the positive around situations in life. And he just lives life with the most amazing outlook of anyone I've ever met. And so I saw how he makes every situation the best, whether it's
You said he taught you how to make your workday fun.
Workday fun, cooking at home on a Tuesday night, just embracing the activity and the moment that's in front of you.
It's really life-changing though. Like the way that you make vacations fun. If we have to have a packing day, you're like, we're playing music and we're having a dance party. Like you just sprinkle fun into everything. But even working, you taught me, you were like, get out, go to coffee shops. Like make it fun.
Yeah.
Do it at a happy hour.
Yeah, and I think travel days are a great example. Like I've now shifted my perspective.
Make it fun.
To look forward to this travel day. It's like as crazy as that may seem.
No, but you've shifted mine too. So thank you for that. Thank you, Alex Cost.
Thank you for the flowers.
Thank him, and also him for his flowers.
Yes, sir.
We're giving everybody flowers. All right, Bicker of the Week.
Okay.
We're going to end on that.
Well, we got to do things we DM'd.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Which one do you want to do?
What's your favorite?
My favorite things we DM'd is probably the new app that matches single people based on their browser histories, because I kind of want to edit it. Like, while you would think browser history would be a good idea, if you matched me on my browser history, you would just have a bunch of shopping tabs and Canva tabs. And then you're going to match your Twitter to my shopping? I don't think so.
Okay, and here's why I love this topic. Because it feels like when we talk to our friends, consensus is dating apps are broken.
Okay.
Our single friends. Like, they really seem to have given up on them.
Yeah.
And they're looking for new ways to meet people. And it feels like all of these dating apps out there, they follow the same, just like swipe left, swipe right. So I love like creating a new method to the madness.
Yes.
Browser history, totally agree with you. Love it in theory. In reality, it doesn't feel like it makes sense. Like I think 90% of my browser history is probably
ChatGPT.
And
X.
Twitter. Yeah.
Twitter.
I hate calling it X.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I hate calling it. It's just like, what is that? Ridiculous name.
I didn't want to call it the wrong
No,
name.
thank you. You're right, I'm wrong. But yeah, so what would be your favorite way to set people up?
I think, I've thought a lot about this, it should be credit card, like what you spend money on. So like, do you optimize eating out, or are you big on spending money on travel?
Interesting.
Do you and when you travel, what kind of hotels? Or do you spend money on flights? Or do you spend money on going to the grocery store? Or are you experience driven? Are you a big concert person?
Interesting.
I think matching based on that would be genius.
Interesting.
Or I was thinking, go to their TVs and see what kind of shows they watch.
Like them both, maybe a combination of them.
Yes.
I think I have a business idea. Maybe this business already exists for a dating app.
Tell us.
So I think feels like some of the highest hit rates for setting people up or for relationships is mutual or friends setting them up, mutual connections.
Yes.
So I think that someone should create a referral-based dating system where your friends set you up. And so
like it minds your contacts. So like if
Yeah.
if
Do you want me to
you and I
explain
are No, let me just try to guess. So if you and I are both on the same dating app, okay?
Yeah.
And we both have Jules's number.
Yeah.
It knows who our contacts are, which is like crazy anyways.
Yeah.
And then it pings Jules, like does it text her?
Yeah, so basically,
Jules, did you say yes or no?
Let's use Max, our single friend. Max is on the app. Ariana, who's a mutual friend of yours, comes up. He says, I would like to meet Ariana. You get a text message, okay? And Ariana also says, yes, I would like to meet Max. You get a text message, and it says, Ariana would like to meet Max. Max would like to meet Ariana. Do you think that this couple should go on a date? And then if you say yes, then it really pushes them through it. Or even one, if Ariana clicks, I want to meet Max, you get a text. And it's like, hey, would you like to introduce Ariana to Max?
Wow. I mean, it's a cool idea in theory, unless I think like the bias takes over where it's like, well, Max dated my college best friend and they had a bad breakup. And it's like, well, Max could have changed. That could have been a bad situation. So hopefully that doesn't take into account. But in theory, I like the idea of it, yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Bicker of the week, we're going to do it really quickly, is how do you save people in your phone? Are you a first and last namer? Do you actually go in and input their contact in their respective fields?
To me, there's only one way to do this, and that is you follow the rules. You put the first name in the first name spot, you put the last name in the last name spot, and you keep it very organized. No emojis. The only caveat is for work. It's first, for work people often, it's like first name,
Royce Hardwood Floors.
Royce Hardwood Floors.
You put your mom and dad in your phone under Kathy and Michael Fugman. And I'm like, it has to pop up mom.
I got to defend this because it sounds like a crazy person move. But.
Are your parents under mom and dad?
It says mom or Nori Minich, and I didn't do that. My phone did it.
Oh, because it's her contact.
Yeah.
Did we just dox Nori Minich?
No, I've said her name before.
Okay. I Nori Minich.
She doesn't even listen, remember?
No, she listened. She's
back.
She's showing everyone the 50 States clip.
She's a proud mom.
It's the background of her phone somehow. She's a video background.
Her voicemail. Her ringtone used to be me singing the 50s. When I was like 8 years old.
That is so cute.
So it's a really full circle moment.
That's gonna be me.
It's amazing. I just didn't realize that Jules had a tattoo that showed all the states on it, which is how she did it. Kind of a cheat.
Yeah.
Kind of a cheat.
Sorry.
No, Jules, I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. So basically, you're in the camp of first name, last name, and they go in the actual spots that say first name and last name. I'm in the camp of like everything just goes on the first line. It's not very good for organization. And I'm not saving you most of the time with your first and last name. I'm saving you like how I met you. So like my best friend's friend from college, she's under Jenny and then Sid. Sid's my best friend. So I remember that she's Sid's Jenny because I have a lot of Jennies. But you're very like formal with which also I think if you're formal with your contact fields, it means you're formal with like your calendar.
But you also do just the first name. Like she's in your phone as Jules.
Yeah, I'll whip in just
like
a,
that
just
to
a
me is
one-liner.
like
but if I know
firm no. No one goes in the phone with just one. I think that's kind of it.
I've got
no one
nicknames.
goes in the phone as just one name.
I love nicknames. I love emojis.
Including mom and dad.
I have a very informal phone.
Wait, did I explain the mom and dad? I don't think I explained it.
No,
we didn't. The reason why I put my mom and dad in as their first name, last name is because like if a phone's on the table and it comes up as mom, no one know, like whose phone is that? No one knows that. Versus if it comes up as Kathy Fugman, everyone knows, oh, it's Kathy Fugman.
No, I would be like, is it your cousin? Is it your sister? Who's Kathy? Because
my business acquaintance.
No, because if somebody popped up that had your same last name on your phone, I would be like, what family member is that? It's obviously not your mom because they would be in your phone as mom.
Okay.
So like, what other family member is it?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy move, but
no, not that crazy of a move. Okay, you guys. It's just my pink shoe for the people on YouTube. We love you guys. I hope everyone's having a great fourth. I mean, this is the fourth eve right now because this comes out on Thursday. But whenever you're listening to this, I hope you had a great 4th of July. It's one of Harrison's favorite holidays, even though he's Canadian. He really likes it. Go get yourself some TNT fireworks.
Shout out TNT. Do truly the best fireworks in the game. Do we want to, as we wrap, just share our favorite 4th of July memory?
You know, I would love to. I have to think about it for a moment. I can think of my not top 10, which is what's happening? Me and my friend Emily, we were 18. My parents took us to Vegas, and we were like, we'll order beers to the room. We'll order 6 beers for the whole day to the room. And I'm like, the guy obviously, since we ordered them, won't card us. So we get to the room, and the room service guy's like, I need to see your ID. And I was like, oh, we forgot it. And he's like, I can't give you the beers. And I remember just shutting the door and him turning away, and I was so sad.
I'm very surprised you couldn't talk your way into that one. I feel like that would be
I was so
something
nervous.
you could thrive at. Do you want to hear mine?
Favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
As a Canadian, you haven't had many.
Well, I didn't know 4th of July was like a thing until I was an intern in the city.
Because that was your first time being in
Manhattan.
New York.
First time being
in the United States.
in the U.S. for 4th of July, and like social media didn't really exist, but before this was 2010. So I didn't know how well the U.S. did it, and so I'm there and we spend it in Manhattan. I'm like, the entire country shuts down. It's just amazing. And in Canada, we never really did Canada Day, which is July 1st, in a massive way. And so the next year, I was like, all right, like I want to do a true American Thanksgiving. And my roommate...
4th of July.
Sorry, a true American 4th of July. And my roommate, Jamie Patterson, brought me to a house in the Hamptons. And like I did this 4th of July in the Hamptons.
Aww.
That, as cliche as it is to say, like felt like it was just out of a movie. And I was like, this is the greatest country in the world, and everyone is celebrating what a great country it is, and in a beautiful place.
Fireworks, cookout.
Fireworks.
It's really a you holiday.
Dog. It was just, I loved
Dogs.
it. I love a hot dog, love a glizzy.
Oh, I think you meant literal dogs. I was like, dude, wait, I have to give you a compliment.
Yeah.
What did you get in the mail last week?
Oh, yeah. My first ever U.S. driver's license, Texas driver's license. I stayed true to my Canadian one until last week. Shows how much I love Texas.
I'm so proud of you. I'm excited for you. I also think it's like, I obviously still have my postpartum hormones because you like never having the 4th of July and then somebody giving you the experience of the 4th of July makes you want to cry.
It was like this the coolest thing, and like the way everyone was so welcoming, and
I want that for Totski though. Don't you want her to have like good holidays?
yeah, I like love the holiday. And you, what I love, one of the many things I love about you is like you take your holidays really seriously. And I took like 1 or 2 seriously, but like the way you take Easter seriously, like, and that's like I want to nail all the holidays, and yeah, create amazing memories.
Valentine's Day thing. None of the, we do not have dress rehearsals holidays. We just have real holidays.
Yeah.
But like St. Patrick's Day, like we are not celebrating. Like I'm not wearing
Yeah.
green because like I don't have the capacity for it. But like other holidays, yes. Yes.
Well, that feels like a very nice way to wrap the episode.
Well, we should go to the airport. We love you guys very much. Have the best 4th of July, and we will talk to you next week.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Two Parents in a Podcast, powered by Just Media House. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, rate, and review. Stay connected on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook at Two Parents in a Pod. Welcome to our home. Sorry it's so messy. New episodes every Thursday.
This endorsement is provided by Alex Bennett, who is not a client of Thrivent, the marketing name of Thrivent Financial for Lutherans. Thrivent has paid me a cash compensation in the amount of $25,000 for this endorsement. Because of this arrangement, I have an incentive to recommend Thrivent to you, which is a conflict of interest. Thrivent provides advice and guidance through its financial planning framework, which generally includes a review and analysis of a client's financial situation. A client may choose to further their planning engagement with Thrivent through its dedicated planning services, an investment advisory service, which results in written recommendations for a fee. Thrivent is the marketing name for Thrivent Financial for Lutherans, insurance products issued by Thrivent, not available in all states. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Thrivent Investment Management, Inc., a registered investment advisor, member FINRA and SIPC, and a subsidiary of Thrivent. Licensed agent producer of Thrivent, registered representative of Thrivent Investment Management, Inc. Thrivent.com/disclosures 8133958.1.